We live. We live. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who you didn't call Jesus Christ, Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Alahaya Nawa Yahweh, the original without the Lord. Public radio nerd. Seriously, what's your favorite radio station? PBS. What's on PBS? Who's the guy? Who's the girl and the guy? There's so many of them. You know what? Okay. You should tell her. You come and tell us. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, give me probably Exodus 23. Go ahead, man. Probably radio station 13. But natural habitat 23 and 13. Exodus 23, 13. The radio station, natural habitat. Man, never noticed like, you know what I'm saying, when Jake gets rich, you know what I'm saying, we dress decent, we dress nice and everything, you know what I'm saying, get nice clothes. But when Esau, they gotta put on some khaki shorts and some tan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's just like, there's a book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make. What chapter is that? This is chapter 23. All right. This is after the 10 Commandments. The thing is that it ain't. And I'm gonna get you something. I just want to have a brother read. Go ahead. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect and make no mention of the names of other gods. Neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Woo! Stop right there. Go to give me Exodus 24, 12. But don't move. We're gonna go back there. Read that again. The book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. What? Circumspect. Because this is a command. He said, be circumspect, right? That means be cautious, be aware, pay attention to what's going on. All right, you got that? This is Exodus, chapter 24. Well, and the Lord said unto Moses, what? Come up to me. You know what? What? And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me, right? To the mount, right? Now we keep the table with those, and they walk, what? And they command
commandment, right? A command is a command. So this is actually a chapter over when the Lord told Moses to come up to the mountain. Now this is going to kill this. What everybody, a lot of jakes like to say this. It's a book. Man wrote it. It's just a book. Man wrote it. I agree with you. This is a book, a science book of that. Man didn't write it. Yes. But what is that saying when they say that? They're saying because man wrote it, we don't have to listen to it. Okay, cool. Let's put that in play, right? Man wrote it. Does that mean you don't have to listen? Okay. Next one. Man wrote it, but did they write it on their own account? Did they just one day decide they're going to write this book, which is the best-selling book of all books? Now, he said, with all things, stay circumspect. That's somebody giving you a command. Now read that again off. Exodus chapter 24, verse 12. The Lord said unto Moses, right? Come up to me to the mountain, right? And be there. And I will give you tables of stone and a law and commandments, which are written that thou mayest teach them. So after the 10 commandments, this is the Lord saying this to Moses. Come up and I will give you a law. So by default, if you only pay attention to the 10 commandments, but right here in Exodus 24 and what 12, the most high servant is telling Moses to come up to the mountain so he can give him some laws and commandments. That means everything after is still in effect, and everything before is not. But that is why you Christians and y'all like to do that. Y'all like to play semantics with the Bible. Continue to read that. Give me 30. Go to Exodus 31.
In the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the names of other gods. Neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me.
Say it again.
3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me.
3 times. In the year, you got to keep a feast unto you. Hey, keep going.
Unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep a feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days.
And what's before the feast of unleavened bread, so? There you go, the Passover. Keep reading.
As I commanded thee in the time appointed of the month Abib.
Or in Abib is the New Year. 14 days after the Passover, the 15th day, it's the feast of unleavened bread. 3 times in a year. Now it's giving them these 3 times. Keep going.
For in it thou comest out from Egypt, and thou shalt appear before me empty.
That's the month of Abib. That's the New Year. That's the time he brought you out of Egypt. Then he said the time. The time he brought him out of what?
And appointed of the month of Abib, for if thou comest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty.
And none shall appear before him. Can't just come empty. You gotta bring some food. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labor.
Feast of first fruits right there. You got the Passover, you got the Passover, feast of first fruits. Go ahead.
Which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering.
And the feast of ingathering.
Which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field.
Stop there real quick. Go ahead and give me that. So we read Exodus 24, right, in verse 12, that the Lord told Moses to come up to the mountain, and he will give him a law and commandment. That was a commandment for the male to meet 3 times a year. Okay?
This is Exodus chapter 31, verse 15. He came unto Moses when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai. 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God.
Written with the finger of God. Now, on those tables of testimony, were written in the front and the back, or is it just written 10 commandments?
Front and back.
Front and back. What did you say, front and back? Give me give me 32 and start at verse 14. Give me 31 and 18. Go ahead.
So Exodus chapter 31, verse 14. And the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people, And Moses turned and went down to the mountain.
Right? Because he saw Aaron making a molten image of a calf for the children of Israel. They pressed him about it. See?
And the 2 tables of testimony were in his hand. And the tables were written on both their sides. And on the one side and the other were they written.
So
and the table,
go ahead.
And the tables were the work of God. And the writing was the writing of God.
Hold on. And the tables were the work of God and the writing of God, right? So those tables of testimony. Did the Most High write it? Or his servant? Or did man write it? Go ahead and give me Deuteronomy 4 and verse 5. Let's go there. All right, go ahead. 15.
Deuteronomy 4, verse 15.
Matter of fact, no, we start at verse 2, and we're going to skip over there.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2.
So remember, the Lord called Moses up to the mountain, right? And he wrote that with the finger of God. We just read it. He wrote it. All right, now watch this. Keep going.
You should not add unto the word which I command you.
All right?
Neither you shall command. Verse 2. You should not add unto the word which I command you. Neither shall you diminish aught from it, right? That you may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command.
Right?
Keep going. Verse 3. Your eyes have seen that what the Lord is because of all Peor. For all the men that follow Baal Peor, the Lord thy God has destroyed them.
And what happened was Yahweh Shai had already told the children of Israel that there was an angel that was going ahead of them. If you get out of line, he's going to kill you. That's why the Most High killed them that served Baal Peor, which was what? It was the breaking of what?
The guy that was in Egypt sliced the head, the arm, the leg.
Exactly. But in the scripture where we just finished reading, they broke the commandments by having Aaron. The golden calf. Right? That's the same fish that Baal Peor that was in Egypt. Right? You know?
Verse 5. Yeah, verse 5. Behold, I have told you statutes of judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded, and you should do so in the land. Right? Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. You shall hear all these statutes and say, surely. Verse 4. Ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I tell you statutes of judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded, that you should do so in the land where you will possess it.
So hold on. Now the Most High is calling Moses up to the mountain, right? And he taught Moses, he gave Moses a law and commandment. And now Moses is teaching the children of Israel, which are us, which is our ancestors, statutes and judgments. He was given laws and commandments. Now he's teaching statutes and judgments. Because you have moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. Right? And now you got the judgment of the commandments of not doing what he's saying. There's a judgment for them. So the Most High told him to teach us. So that means we're not done yet. So you got the book of Exodus starting from Exodus chapter 20 still on now. It's still going with laws and commandments. It's impossible for you to say just the 10 commandments now. That's because you don't read. Now you got the breaking of the stuff, right? Go to verse 15. Verse 15 now.
15. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, and ye sow no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb.
All right, stop right there. Read that. So no similitude, right?
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 31, verse 18. And he gave unto Moses when he had made an end of communion with him upon Mount Sinai.
Right.
2 tables of testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of God.
Stuff right there. Continue. You saw no similitude, right? But the only thing that happened was Moses came down with 2 tables of testimonies written with the finger of God. All right? Keep going.
Verse 16. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a great image. The similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth. Right? The likeness of any winged fowl that flies in the air. The likeness of anything that creepeth upon on the ground. The likeness of any fish that is in the water beneath the earth. Right? Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven shall be driven to worship him.
Stop right there. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 63.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth unto the other. And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone.
That's what happened. That was a curse, right? Continue to read that. Where you at? Yeah, finish out verse 19.
Shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all the nations under the whole heaven.
So it was a curse to serve other gods. Keep going. Verse 20. Oh, sorry, slide. Give me Exodus 24 and 12. Give me Exodus 31 and 2.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 24, verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me into the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law and commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them.
Right? Now, like I said before, a lot of people keep saying that it's just a book that man wrote. But man didn't do this on his own account. The Most High had put the Spirit on them. That's what happened. They didn't just do it on their own accord. So yes, man wrote it because he was commanded to. Man was commanded by a higher power, which is the Most High Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua. Okay, read that real quick. Remember, he was called up to the mountain.
Exodus 31 and 18. He gave unto Moses, and he had made a king of the kingdom upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of God.
Just like that. He was called up, right? And then that one said what? It was written with the finger of God. He was called up to get law and commandments. Deuteronomy 4 and 4 says that he was told to teach statutes and judgment. That's the opposite. You got laws, right? And you got the statute. Moral, civil, dietary, ceremonial. That goes with those laws, right? And then you have commandments that he command you to do of those laws. And he got judgments for breaking the commandments. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 2. You shall not add unto the word which I commanded you, neither shall you diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I commanded you.
And that's what we are here to do. Is to tell you that don't add to stuff, man, that you don't know. That's being presumption. Don't be out here going up to people saying, yeah, man wrote this, but then you make it seem like to other people that, but hold on, let's stop. What man are you saying wrote it? One, we know when you say man wrote it, you're talking about the white. You're just trying to be agreeable. You're being a simp. You don't want to say who wrote it in front of everybody. Y'all just want to say man wrote it. We got to put a face and a name to the person that wrote the book. But they did. A bunch of Negroes wrote this book. Everything is spoken in allegory. And what I mean by Negroes, I'm talking about Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Panamanians, Central American, South American. We are all considered Negroes. So let's stop, okay? So presumptuous is a sin. Talking about something you do not know. And I just wanted to educate you guys on something about coming up here, And to any brother that hold a cap and say, man wrote that book, without actually saying it, man, and without actually saying what you really mean by man wrote it. You just basically said, I'm not trying to go to what man has to say. That's what you're saying. Hey, how you guys doing today, man? Are you doing good? That's right. I have no idea. I got another piece of okay, give me Exodus 30, verse 11. Give me 9 verse. Now I just want to give some examples, okay? Now that you're finding out that the law is not done away with, and it wasn't just the 10 Commandments, there were no words. I don't think I'm not reading something. I don't think I read that the Bible says 10 Commandments, because it was front to back filled up, okay? Most High at work. Most High is at work. So let me give you an example of some things, okay? That way, y'all are able to cut brothers and sisters that come up here that's talking about it's a man book. Now let me give you some examples of some things that you're missing out on. Read.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 30, verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Right.
When thou takest the sum of the children of Israel, after their number, then shall they give every man a ransom for his soul unto the Lord. When thou numberest them, that there be no plague among them, when thou numberest them.
So what we're about to go into is an atonement. Keep going. Atonement is a reconciliation, a better relationship between us and the Most High. Keep going.
This they shall give every one that passeth among them that are numbered half a shekel after the shekel of the sanctuary.
Shekel. So a shekel, right? It's like the 1 shekel is like 20 grams, right? But you got 3.5 shekels equals $1.05 to us these days. Okay, keep going.
A shekel is 20 gerahs, and half a shekel shall be offering of the Lord. Everyone that passeth among them that are numbered from 20 years old and above shall give an offering unto the Lord.
Now here goes the important part. Pay attention. Watch this. So that's
verse 15. The rich shall not give poor, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel, when they give an offering unto the Lord to make an atonement for your souls.
A reconciliation.
And thou shalt take an atonement money of the children of Israel.
Thou shalt take the atonement money from the children of Israel,
and shall appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
And shall appoint it for the what?
Of their congregation, that it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel.
Read that again.
15? And thou shalt take an atonement money of the children of Israel, and shall appoint it for the service of the tabernacle of the congregation.
What does that sound like is happening? What's going on right here? They're getting paid. They're getting paid, right? That's what they're doing. They're getting paid. Understand, tithes is not originally food. All right, but you can use it for food. All right, because they got to get paid a shekel. All right, that's money. We didn't say anything about food, right? Okay, so when it started, that's where it started, right there. All right, the shekel given to the Levites, Aaron and his sons, right, and also the other Levites that are working the tabernacle as well. All right, this is their pay for their service. Keep reading.
That it may be a memorial unto the children of Israel before the Lord to make an atonement for your souls. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Thou shalt also make a lever of brass, and his foot also of brass.
Okay, give me that tonight. That was one example. And that happened in what? Exodus 30. It's still going on. These were the things that were given. These were the things that were put on the stones that you're forgetting about. You're forgetting about the Sabbath. You're forgetting about the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Passover. You're forgetting about a bib or New Year's. You're forgetting about all these things because you're an agreeable nation. Y'all got to stop being so damn agreeable. Okay? And I ain't going to go further. I don't want to deviate from what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Exodus 29, verse 36. And thou shalt offer every day a bullock for a sin offering, for atonement. And thou shalt cleanse the altar when thou hast made an atonement for it. And thou shalt anoint it and sanctify it.
Okay, question real quick. Will this be done away with in the kingdom? We can't do it right now because we're not in our land. But the thing is, this going to be done away with? I challenge y'all. Okay.
7 days thou shalt make an atonement for the altar and sanctify it. And it shall be an altar most holy. Whatsoever touches the altar shall be holy.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah. What's your father's nationality?
Father? My father? Well, Ferdinand's name was Jose. How did you Jose?
You talking about this guy?
No, my name.
Oh, your father that he came out of his loins. His name is Jose?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like,
what's your daddy's name?
well, I got you many.
Or the only one? The only one.
Jose.
His name is Jose?
Yeah.
And he's a so-called Mexican man?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up? You're right.
Ferdinand's name, man.
You're Issachar.
Over there in Mexico, their own name Jose. And over here, Heriberto Taco Shops.
Right.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you noticed that? Let's go.
So you'll be from the tribe of Israel. You're Issachar, right? The tribe of Israel is Israelite. What about your mom?
My mom is Mexican.
Yeah. What about your grandpa? Your father's father?
Well, my grandfather, I don't know. But I don't know. My grandma's from the
Not your mom's side.
Jalisco.
Not gonna worry about the mother's side. You're the seed of your father. So let me ask you a question. I want to find out if you're an agreeable person. Say it's a black, Hispanic, and Chinese person standing right here. Sorry, black guy's on your left, Chinese guy on your right. Okay. Matter of fact, let's take the Chinese person out of the equation for a white boy like this. All right. Out of the last 500 years, who have you beefed with the most? The black guy or the white guy?
Honestly, I think we should be shopping for man and ladies. They, shopping for me now. They've been on the hooks, you know.
What about the widow?
We rare, you know. Rare.
Give me that. Allow me to make a point, okay?
Yeah.
Give me that one. I want to show you something. What's your name?
Jose.
Jose?
Jose.
I'm Marakai. Soldier, the Carakai. Officer Jamak Ariya. Thank you.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for his
Third
son.
one up. Third one up. Take them in the context.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, right? And overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
Now, this book right here, to find out who are the people and who it belongs to, you got to go to the church. You've been to church before, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you grew up in church like all of us, bro. We
Yeah.
hated to be. We hated it. To this day, I hate church.
I think the last that policy is not that you when the final chapter, the second amendment.
Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. You're gonna see a light. Because remember, you got the chocolate guy right here, and you got the weather, right? And you're in the middle. Now you've been beefing with the chocolate guy, right? Right? All right, cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. So I'm just want to explain some people.
And upon thy seed forever.
So these curses are going to be upon the seed forever. These people, boy.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God, with joyfulness, and with gladness of heart, with the abundance of all things, right? Therefore, shalt thou serve thy enemy. The Lord shall send against thee.
So the Most High said, these people that keep breaking the law, He's going to send their enemies against them.
Keep on in hunger, right? And in thirst, and in sickness, and the want of all things.
So in hunger, where do you get your food from? Who owns the grocery store? Okay, you got a lot of taco shops around here, right? Yeah. Mexicans working them, but who actually own them? What nation of people?
Mexico.
Oh, Güero.
I mean, I'm to say that land is important.
Okay, check it out. Okay, check it out. What about who you go pay your water bill? Who owns that place?
Güero.
Okay. Electricity bill. Owns that place. Exactly. Okay. Now, how is it hard? Why is it so hard for you to get anything done in your life? Who made it that hard? Was it the system? Okay, then how can you be beefing more with the chocolate man and not with the weather?
Well, we're all asking for the cheese, you know what I mean?
Now because you need something.
We're only asking for the teaching, you know what I mean?
But check this out. What I'm trying to get you to understand is you beef more with the white boy than you do with the chocolate. But let's I get you. But let's answer the question. You can't answer my question with the question. Check this out. By logic, who do you beef more with?
Well, they need the word, you know what I mean? Because that's the reason that when I'm not the language, that politics are low, you know? But then, for people in me, like, home, like, forever, you know what I mean?
Let me do wrong to
That's what I'm learning to tell you.
I'm gonna show you what. Deuteronomy 28:4. This is a curse. This is a curse for these people.
So that the man that is tender among you, very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
That's basically saying these brothers once before got along, but because of the curses, they're not going to get along. His eye shall be evil towards his brother,
And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the raiment of his children, he shall leave.
Now, when you walk down the street, there's a brother coming this way, there's essay coming this way. It always doesn't happen. It's always an evil eye towards one another.
I don't know why.
Why?
You know what? Because they're not pyramids.
The what?
Yeah,
Pyramids?
yeah.
You are too. And Montezuma. Montezuma pyramids. You got some pyramids in Puerto Rico. And the same pyramids that are in Egypt, we built them together. Well, check this out. Right there says that's a curse.
That's what they would have. They'll start having conflict right there, no?
How they what?
They will have conflict. We have conflict, no?
So let me ask you this.
Let's agree with that, you know what I mean?
How long have blacks and Hispanics been beefing? How long would you say? Well, give me a number. Hey, how you doing, man? Can I ask you a question real quick? Because I'm talking to him about something. What's your nationality? Your father? Indian? Indian, what's his father? Indian? Yeah. Okay. How long have blacks and Hispanics been beefing?
But like Native American or Indian? Indian.
No, Native American. How long have blacks and Hispanics been beefing? Would you say? I don't know. Just give me a ballpark.
I don't think they do it.
Well, my brother right here has been beefing with Chocolate Brothers, and I agree with him. It goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. But what I'm trying to get him to understand is logically, who does he beef with more than black people that he doesn't understand he's beefing with? Yeah. Okay, so logically, I'm trying to get him to understand who does he beef with more, white boys or black boys?
In business politics, you know what I mean? But in culturally, chocolate, you know what I mean?
Well, let's find out. In your neighborhood that you grew up with, who policed that neighborhood?
The ladies, man.
Come on, answer. Answer. See,
I'm not
you
even
got to understand the big picture. All right, Native Indian. Who the Native Indians beef with more than anybody in the world? Okay. Who has a border on Mexican land right now?
I'm low.
Who? What's that? No. He doesn't. The United States put a border like that. So hold on. Real quick. Who put the border there? And it's still there. No, he did not. Where put the border there? Huh? Santana can't sell nothing that's not his.
No, the president, you know that.
Yeah, but actually he's an Edomite.
But not very,
He's a white boy that speaks Spanish. And the fact that he speaks Spanish, every Mexican thinks he's Mexican because he speaks Spanish. But Mexicans are not Spanish. So that's not their original language. Huh? That don't make you Spanish. That's the name of the ground. The dirt. Mexico means Mexica. Hamashiach in the Hebrew. It means anointed. The ground is named after, what I'm trying to get you, the ground is named after Native American, right? Native just means land born. No Native Indian is American by default.
We don't have to step up any.
Only by your father, not your mother. You're the seed of your father.
So what is this here? What is it?
Without the horns, without the numbers on his head, without the tongue.
Well, I'm a Taurus.
That's the so-called white man, right?
I'm a Taurus.
That's Jesus?
I think so.
Have you ever been told that
Oh, the white devil.
Okay, give it to me. Give me Daniel 10:5. So we about to show you with the Bible. Can you show them the Bible? The Bible. It's on everybody's desk and with their moms and everything else. Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hair are white like wool.
Right? Doggy stringy there. Check. That counts him out on that one. Go ahead.
As white as snow. And his eyes like a flame of fire.
Right, too.
And his feet like as a fine grass.
Now, what is the color of grass? Green. Grass is not green.
Not grass.
Oh, brown, right? So let's find out. Let's go.
And his feet like as a fine grass, as if they burn and they burn.
Is your feet the same color as your whole body? When you take off the sun?
My feet are white.
But check this out. They wore sandals back then. The sun hit their feet all the time. So their feet was the same color as their whole body. So when he said, as it was burnt in a furnace, that means it's black. Yeah. It's dark brown, not black. I am dark brown, not black. That hat, this jacket is black. I'm brown. The fact that I'm brown is impossible for me to be black. So you can't call me a black man no more. So check this out. Now, is that Christ? Well, according to the book. Okay, I'm about to say, we just read you the color of Christ. That is not him. That's Pope Alexander V's son, Cesar Borgia. Right? Can you give me that in Maccabees? Give me that in Maccabees. It happened at the time of the Greek captivity. The Israelites were in captivity up under the Greeks. Now, if the Bible don't have the Greek captivity in it, you're reading the wrong one. Because Gad, which is the North American Indians, today are right there, the Israelites. Gad, North American Indians. Right out of the Bible, too.
What does it mean?
We can prove all things. We can prove all things with the Bible.
It's a he is hired. Get hired for a lot of different kind of jobs. So that's what it's for me. He is hired when people, so that was a native language. We didn't know how to speak Spanish back then. We were speaking our present language. Yeah, I can't conversate Spanish, or I can't conversate like either. Because I don't speak Spanish. You can't call yourself African American. It's like two continents.
You see logically what's happening right now? Bullshit is being put to the side.
Yeah, you know what? The hiding on the fire.
So, that,
On the UFO fire.
so now, hold on. You can look up your phone. Native Indian. This means land born. That's not a name. Now you got to put a name. Okay. See what I'm saying? And then you get the Wampanoags and all that stuff. You know, the time of the American slaughter for Thanksgiving. Have you read that story before? Oh yeah. I'm gonna hang you off flyer real quick. You still haven't answered my question. You still haven't answered my question. Who are you beefing with more, Negroes or white people?
What is it?
No, it's all around. You can't separate them. Hey, that's like people saying the system is racist. Have you heard that before? People like the system is racist.
Negotiable or sociable?
You heard that before? Have you ever heard the system is racist? Okay, who invented the economical system? Who invented the system? Who invented the system? Okay, come on. Give me another one. Give me another question. Oh, what's your name? Huh? And Maracay. Hey, so think about it. Y'all gotta think about this shit real quick, okay? I'm telling you, you're gay. Tribal gap. You're an Israelite. That's Issachar. He's an Israelite. Something is going on that I just took your identity from you, and you haven't still caught on to it. Your identity is gone, bro. That fire right there got channels on it. You got channels and the number of callers and everywhere. So answer my question. See, the thing is, he don't want to answer that. Okay. He doesn't want to answer that.
It is negotiable.
It's not negotiable. Okay, cool. Economically, you're poor, right? Because this system, which was built by white people, calls for you to be that way.
Because they're greedy.
Exactly. They patrol your neighborhood and kill. You know, Hispanics have killed more than black people. They're the site. Okay. Yeah. Right here. Okay.
So the reason why that shit the blacks are beating is because of like gangs, right?
I mean, but the only thing that's different that they're one color, we're one color.
So they started beating because of gangs. They started beating because of producing drugs and guns and everything, and started talking. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Who put the guns? Who put the drugs there? No.
He keeps saying that.
You keep running from it, right? So the white man put it there, and to put it there so we can use it against each other.
Hey, bro, no matter what you say, you'll be more with the white man than you do anybody. So the whole thing is, you might as well drop one bit to pick up the picture to logically think that I should stop fucking with these people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I have to
like, even the women. Hey, have you ever dated a white girl before?
I haven't.
Have you seen them bitches are racist than a motherfucker? They'll talk shit about another race, but they know your whole race. They say something about your race, but you're cool. Like, what the fuck is that? And then you got, I know you had white friends before, right? You know how they come and start hanging out with you, and they're real humble. They don't try, and then after a while, they try to be better than you.
Or put you down.
Yeah. See? They like that, bro. What did you get from that? What they want to ask you? Oh, okay. Yeah, give me that real quick. Now let's see what God's color is in the book of the Bible. We're gonna give you the color of God. Huh? Go ahead, read that.
There's a book of Daniel, chapter 10, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Then I lift up my eyes and look, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were riddled with fine gold of maps. His body also was like a berlin, and his face as
like a barrel. So now he has a body. So people keep saying God is a spirit. No, he has a body. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He looked up and he saw this man with a girdle, and he had a body.
And his face has the appearance of lightning.
His face has the appearance of lightning. That means it was real bright. Around him was his aura. Like, you know, that dude, Bruce Leroy had that aura, like that. Yeah, right?
And his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polish brass.
And his feet is what?
Color to polish brass.
So hold on. The daddy is the same color as the son. Somebody's been lying to us, bro. Now, that polished brass is brown. It's just dark brown. Because you got brothers that are dark brown, not black. Dark brown. I'm not that dark as brown. Matter of fact, he's almost darker than me. Look at him. He's almost darker than me. He's darker. He's a light shade of brown. Light shade of brown. Light shade of brown. Light shade of brown. What in the fuck is going on?
Well, blind, we're sleeping.
Oh no. We're trying to wake you up right
now. I'm already awake.
Hey, this is what you would call the Walking Dead.
No, he said the color.
No, just listen to me, okay? You're dead when you don't understand what's going on. Like we're a dead nation. The native Indians are on the reservation when it's all their land. Not all of it. You guys took, man, give me that Genesis 49 real quick. See, Issachar, so-called Mexican, took from the south to the north. And then you got Gad. The native Indians, they started taking other land, so-called, back and forth, you know what I'm saying? But then you got South America, you got the Panamanians, right? Which are the Mayans. Those are the Mayans. All right? Then you got the Puerto Ricans, which are Ephraim, right? The Taino Indians. Yeah. You got all the Central American nations, our brothers and sisters. We don't have to be born by the same mother and father as you to be a brother. But we're both born by the same mother and father. That's why we're your brother. Can you get that? All right. Hey, watch the videos, man. Read that real quick. I'm gonna show you some videos. Go ahead. It's on the flyer. It's on the flyer. Issachar.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
The two burdens? What's up? All right. The two burdens is North America and South. He rested right here.
Right here, Verse 19. And God, a truth shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
That was America. That truth that overcame with our help. It was the blacks, Hispanics, and the Jamaicans. Buffalo Soldiers. But we didn't know who the hell y'all were. That's the same thing. But watch the videos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're running into a lot of people. And you're running into a lot of different camps. All right? With that idea.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 26. For the Lord shall be the confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken.
So, hey, the Lord is going to keep on.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 26. For the Lord shall be thy confidence and shall keep thy foot from being taken. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 26. For the Lord shall be thy confidence,
Right?
and shall keep thy foot from being taken.
The Lord is going to be thy confidence, and He's going to keep you from being. He's going to keep you from having in that time of turmoil, He'll keep your foot from being taken, from being slaughtered. You know, from that surge that's coming.
This is Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee.
He said, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Or when you're going through a hard situation, you're going through hard troubles, are you not supposed to fear because the Most High is going to be with you, right? Just like how He said, when you get took by the enemy, don't say that because the Most High is going to talk for you. Right?
Be not dismayed, for I am thy God.
Right? It said, don't be confused, don't be dismayed, or it means to not be confused because He is your God. Or don't be confused on who is your God or not. Go ahead.
I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
He said He's going to strengthen you, He's going to uphold you. All right, this is the thing. When you start getting this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you start to get strengthened with your tongue.
Behold,
This is the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 5. Not that we are sufficient of ourselves to think anything as of ourselves, but our sufficient is of God.
Our sufficiency is of God. Or your sufficiency is not if you think about yourself. You don't think of yourself as you don't. To be sufficient, to be something that's sufficient is like it's good enough. All right. Don't think to yourselves it's good enough. Think to the Most High is good enough. All right, because He's the one that puts it on the plate. He's the one that puts it on the bill. He's going to do everything for you. All right. He is sufficient for you, not you. You don't do anything for yourself. The Most High allows you to do it. All right. Romans 15, so say this is just going on. It's just like, hey, you gotta look to the Most High for everything. All right, stop depending on yourself to, stop stressing, stop breaking the Most High laws, right, to make yourself sufficient. All right, don't do that. You're supposed to keep the Most High laws. He's gonna provide for you.
right. It's the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 20. Said, for if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart.
If our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart. Or if your mind is condemning you, you're condemning yourself. All right, hey, the Most High is greater than that. Or what does that mean? The Most High is able to overtake that, or is able to help. But how do you do that? You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep all that. You gotta keep with the knowledge of take counsel for every enterprise. See, this is the thing, right? It's just we're depending on ourselves so much, right? When we have a whole just a whole, just like, you know, when you get something to build it, it's like a whole workbook. You know what I'm saying? It has everything you need to do. Okay, the Most High has already put things for us to survive. Or it says take accountable for every enterprise. That means you need to talk to somebody that actually knows about something that you want to do, or that you'll be able to succeed at it, right?
Verse 20. For if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. Right? Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then have we confidence towards God?
Hey, they said if our heart doesn't condemn us, do we have confidence towards God? Yes, we do. Because if we're not condemning ourselves, we're not putting down ourselves because we don't know something. That means it's like if you're putting yourself down that you don't know something, that means you don't have confidence of the Most High. Or but when you have that confidence, you don't condemn yourself. You go to the scripture, you have knowledge and understanding, you can go to the thing.
And whatsoever we ask, we receive it of him, because we keep his commandments.
Hey, whatever we ask, we receive it because we keep his commandments. Right? So don't think that you're gonna get all the knowledge and understanding by just saying going around and reading the Bible. No, you gotta keep the laws that you have. That's what I
and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
There's the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 13. Now, the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace, and
God of hope fill you with all joy and peace, bud.
And believing that ye may abound in hope through the power of the Holy Ghost.
That you might abound in hope through the power of the Holy Ghost, right? What did I bring out last week? Whereas when you keep the commandments, you become happy. When you keep the commandments, you start to have hope.
This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me.
He said we can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me, right? And you know, it's crazy. I see this on the Hoover on the football. They have 13 on their shirt, right? And I asked somebody, I was like, so, you know what I'm saying, what does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying, what does that mean on your shirt? You know? He's like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's just, you know, Christ gives us the power to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do whatever we want. I was like, right? So John 1:1 says, word is Christ, right? What did Christ do? He came to the establish the law, right? So if it's saying you can do anything through Christ which strengthens you, that means the law strengthens you if you keep the commandments. Because that's what we do all things with the Most High is going to provide for us. You know what I mean? So, you know, people really get that true. Yeah.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 6. So that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper.
Hey, that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper. Or that's what we can do now. That we keep the commandments and the statutes, that we get knowledge and understanding. Hey, we can say, Wadi Yahweh, all right, through his son Yahweh, right?
And I will not fear what man shall do unto me.
And I will not fear what man shall do unto me. All right, it could be physically, it could be mentally, it could be verbally. You know what I'm saying? When you try to tell somebody something, they start joking, they start jesting and everything. Nobody can do anything to you. All right, you're going to lose friends, you're going to lose family, but that's okay. All right, go ahead. That was on it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Give me 1 John 3:22.
This is John chapter 4, verse 18.
So, hey, the Most High is giving people the power to do anything. All right, be able to give us the power to go out on a certain platform and teach people, giving us the power to do our jobs better, giving us the power to play sports and everything. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Most High provides. You keep the laws that you should have. Okay. All right, and you know the best of them all is you won't be dumbfounded. You know what I'm saying? Nobody be able to call you dumb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, hey, that be happening a lot, man. I be hearing stories from this brother when he's at work and everything. brothers should be. Don't they be done, bro? Man,
That's good. I just be cutting them off.
This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear.
God, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear. Okay? So what is that love? Love is keeping the commandments, right? So start over.
Verse 18. There is no fear in love, right? But perfect love casteth out fear.
God, there is no fear in love, right? You don't fear something. You don't fear anybody when you have love. But what is love? Love is not. You know what I'm saying? No, love is keeping the commandments. There's no fear in keeping the commandments. Go ahead.
Because fear has torment.
Why? Because fear has torment. When you fear somebody, when you fear something, you fear something that's coming in your way. When you fear that, there's torment. You feel bad about it, bro.
He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
And he that feareth is not made perfect in love. Or if you fear something, if you fear somebody, you fear something, or hey, there's no love in that. Or there's no commandment. You are not perfect in the commandment, right?
We love him because he first loved us.
No, we love the Most High because he first loved us. He picked us out of everybody else. Go ahead.
If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother, he is a liar.
And if a man say he loved God and hated his brother, he is a liar. All right? It doesn't matter, man. Hey, like if you're hating a brother and hate doesn't mean like, oh no, hate means dislike, right? If you say, oh, I don't like that brother, don't say, oh, that brother, I don't like that. Hate means dislike means hate, and hate means dislike. So if you don't like somebody, you don't love the Most High, and you are a liar.
For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen?
If you don't love your brother that you see every day, you see once in a while, but you love the Most High that you haven't seen.
This commandment have we from him, that he who loveth God, love his brother also.
If you love the Most High, you'll love your brother. All right? It don't matter. Hey, that don't mean you gotta hang around with him all the time. That just means, hey, you gonna say you show respect when the brother comes around and say, you know what I'm saying? This and that. You don't show that hatred because you didn't hate the Most High.
It's like, watch this cut up right here. This goes also for the women that say they love God but hate their husband. Are you gonna say you love God that you have never seen, but you got your husband standing right there in front of you? If you married unto the Most High, and you're not acting like you're married towards your husband, what does that say? As a matter of fact, you can't go in the relationship loving your husband the way you want to love him. You gotta love your husband the way he wants you to love him. It's not what you want to do, it's what he wants to do. Now, if you got into this relationship and there was no understanding in the beginning, hey sis, it's all done now. You're going to have to submit and humble yourself all the way down. That way he can build you up. And if there's a problem, we can talk to the brothers so we can build them up. All right, because a lot of y'all brothers and sisters don't need to be married in the first place. Okay?
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandment.
And whatever we ask, we receive them because we keep his commandments, right? And it's crazy. Man, it's crazy how people, I hate it. You know what I'm saying? It just, I sometimes giggle about it, like when people like, oh, thank you, God, you done gave me this, you done gave me that. Yeah, what commandments have you kept? He ain't give you nothing.
Hey, Satan blesses too.
Hey, Satan bless you too, huh? Yeah, the white man just giving it to you, man. All right? The devil, hey, man, he just worked his work. All right? He didn't give you nothing. And I hate when Christians be like, you know, you love, all right? That's some scary thing. You're going to receive that, right? Okay, go ahead.
And do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
God, hold on. Slow down. I was watching this one video, right? This is me doing that to remind me of the video, right? Like, so they had this one Mexican girl trying to prepare. It was like she had demons in her, right? She kept putting her hand on her head, right? And it just kept pushing her. And it was like, he's gonna come out, push harder. They kept pushing her head to try to prepare. And they started trying to break down on what the things they laugh at you. I'm just sitting, I'm thinking in my head, like, so we were through the
They transferring all they sins
right.
like that.
So what if you
Like she's the scapegoat.
Right. Like what if you put more demons on her? But yeah. Look like this. I think I don't know, man.
They transferring all their demons onto their mom. All they sins. And if they learn it, that would mess up right there.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandment and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
Because we do the things that are pleasing in the Most High sight, man. Or it's not pleasing to go out here and hate your brother. It's not pleasing to go out here and eat some pork and shrimp and crab. All right. It's not pleasing to do these wicked things that the white man has made it okay to do. All right. It is definitely not pleasing for you to be out here and be a faggot. Okay. It's not pleasing to the Most High. Psalm 27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 26. A wise king scattereth the wicked. The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool. You ever hear people say, I'm just going to walk on instinct and everything? They're just going off their own heart.
But whoso walketh wisely, right, he shall be delivered.
But he so walketh wisely shall be delivered. Or how do you think wisely? It's the wisdom that's in this book. You think what would Christ do? You ever hear that saying? What would Christ do? That's how you need to think, man. All right? That's on that. Psalm 27.
The book of Psalms, chapter 20, verse 7. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God.
Hey, some trust in chariots, some trust in horses, but we will always remember the name of the Most High God.
That's right.
Okay? That? Okay, God. Hey, so whatever you trust in, say you trust your airbag, trust your car, and everything. Nah, what is the Most High do? He provides that for you. Keep connected to the Most High. All right?
Trust me. He provides that for us.
So with that, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Do so in the name of the Holy God, Son of Mashiach, Yahushua, who are ignorantly called Jesus Christ.
Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Allah Yahweh Yahweh.
Here, Rizal, or God the Lord.